Hello, I'm Max. Um, I am also very scruffy and completely not a thirst trap. But I would like you to come and read about Killian and Iris. Um, Killian is one of my favorite characters currently. He's old. We're talking like really old. Like he's a werewolf, but his wolf form is a dire wolf because that's what was common when he was created into a werewolf by the goddess of the moon. And well, that's just never changed. So he's like 16,000 years old. Iris lives in Seattle. She's a very practical woman. Um, she's spent the last 5 years being a nurse in the trauma center at the ER. So she does both intake and she works on the surgical team. Um, and in the story, she got in a fight with the chief surgeon because he was making a decision that she didn't like. So she punched him in the face. Hmm. Eventually, they figured out that she was actually right, but by then she had called in her PTO and was on her way to the Caribbean. Um, she might be a little bit feisty. While she was at the airport waiting for her flight, she got in a fight with this other dude who turns out to have been a ghoul. Of course, he was hungry and old, so she won. Um, and this got her, well, she missed her flight because airport security was like, "What did you do?" And so the she ended up taking that dude's flight to a very special resort that caters only to supernatural creatures. So here she is, this human being, absolute atheist, skeptic, walking around on an island full of nymphs and vampires and werewolves. And Killian, who, for all the years that he's been alive, he's never managed to have a Luna or form anything like a permanent connection with anybody romantically. He's got lots of friends and found family, but no Luna until Iris. And he was just over the moon about it. Just, she was his wife and his queen, and they were going to be together forever. And then she got an email offering her a full ride through the University of Washington Medical School. Um, which she was like, "Yeah, I'm doing the thing." And he's like, "But medical school is for peasants." And he still remembers Keats, who like died of tuberculosis from changing people's bandages. So he's like, "You what?" And she's like, "Yep, yep, bye." And before he knows it, she's on a flight back to Seattle. And he's just like, "What just happened?" Mm. So he ends up, you know, after a few days of sulking, he decides, well, Seattle can't be that bad. He's been to America before. Of course, George III was king when he visited America the last time. Um, and a lot has changed. So he ends up, flying to America. And while he's at the Charlotte Douglas International Airport, transferring, because he went from his island to Brazil and then from Rio to North Carolina. And then he has to catch another flight to go to Seattle. Although he really hates flying and he's considering just running. Um, yeah, like you said, things have changed a lot. He doesn't really comprehend how big America is now. But he saw this woman getting harassed by this guy, and he just kind of sidles up next to her, and the dude is like, "Meow, meow, 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 meow," and Killian just fucking snarls at him, and the guy's like, "Yeah, okay, oh, I'm all done here." And the woman though, she's like, "Did you just bare your teeth at him?" And Killian goes, "Unsightly, I know, but effective." And that kind of sums Killian up all the way. Anyhow, I hope you will come and read my story, and you know, pre-order it. I'm doing it chapter by chapter, but you can buy the whole thing. So it's not like, there are those sites where you can buy a chapter for $1, and by the time you've bought the whole book, it's $25. Now you buy the whole book for $4.99, and then you get the chapters as they come out. And, you know, thank you for listening.